The only reason why you speak fast right now is because you think deep down that your words are invaluable. Younger Adrian used to finish all of his sentences in a high-pitched tone. Tone! Tone. Hi! Hi. It got so bad for my Year 12 oral presentation. The length of this presentation had to be 5 minutes. That gave me enough anxiety as it was. Knowing of my previous experiences with oral presentations, how poorly I would always do, how much I would let my anxiety overcome me, get the best of me. 5 minutes seemed like the biggest mountain to climb, and I thought, how on earth am I going to do this? I had a script, I had my cue cards, and I would practice and time myself in this room. You want to know what the funny thing was? Is that when I was to practice in my room and I would speak at this like slow, calm, masculine pace, my time was well over 6 minutes. And that made me feel confident. That made me be like, oh my God, I actually have written enough. I'm going to smash this. I got over 6 minutes. All I have to do is read word by word and I'm easily gonna get over this time limit. Presentation day comes, the teacher asks, would anyone like to volunteer to go first and get over the pain sooner rather than later? And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my God, if I can go first, I'm not gonna have all of these anxious negative thoughts build up in me while I'm waiting for all of the other students to present. And I can just basically get it over and done with. You'd think, yeah, the right option is to go first, present, get it out of the way, and you're done all of high school. I was about to raise my hand to say I can go first, but I intentionally raised it super slowly, just in time for someone else. I'll go first. I think, oh shit, I just dodged a bullet. That's okay. I'll go second. He can go first, I'll just go after him. First person goes, speaks very confident, calm, present, etc. Teacher asks, would anyone like to go second before I pull a name out of the hat? Again. Someone else beats me. I end up going 12th. At this point in time, my mind is already full with anxious thoughts. I'm basically in fight or flight, survival mode, thinking that every word I say now is going to come off wrong. My pronunciation isn't going to be that well. Oh my God, I forgot my water bottle. I'm already feeling a dry mouth. What if I have a voice crack in front of the whole class? Even my crush is in this class. I get the jelly legs when I'm walking up to the front of the classroom. I try stand still. My right leg is just like bouncing up and down like out of control. I'm stressed. I'm anxious, and what made it even worse is that my closest friends were all sitting in the front row, ready to mock me. Remember how I said my total time was well over 6 minutes? My time in this oral presentation didn't even reach the 5-minute mark. I remember brutally, and I got 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I didn't get the grade I wanted to. Not only did I give poor eye contact and was afraid to look up at the audience, but I said every single word at 2 times speed because I felt like whatever I was to say was invaluable, and the sooner I could finish each and every single word, the sooner I can escape this situation, the sooner I can maybe get away with still being high value but going through it so fast that no one can really understand, and that I can quickly sit back at my desk and still hold this identity. Basically, I wasn't comfortable in my own skin and I wasn't comfortable with my own voice. I was traumatized. This is just one scenario where I felt like my voice got the best of me. I would have that voice which had this like strong, people-pleasing energy, and I would end all of my sentences high pitch in hopes that this would like make the person agree with me. My body was in fight or flight all of high school, all of uni, and heck, even when I started this YouTube channel, if you watch my early videos. In this video, I'm going to nail down why you speak too fast and how to actionably fix this to make progress with your voice, because I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Your voice right now is your superpower. Not another single being on this planet can speak like you, can move like you, have your mannerisms. It is something that is free and doesn't cost money. The only problem is the one thing holding us back to express ourselves authentically. Expressing ourselves egotistically is one thing, but I mean authentically is the most powerful skills because it makes us feel heard, it gets our message across, it improves our social life, it improves our relationships, heck, it even improves our business opportunities and career path. It makes us feel like the words we have to say are in fact valuable and not invaluable. We'll speak at our own calm, present tone. We'll get rid of all of these likes, ums, ers, and we'll just naturally be more of ourselves. It's not that I was a bad speaker for that oral, because in my room, heck, I practiced calm. I was relaxed. I wasn't really in fight or flight. It's just I cared so much about how others were to think of me that when I was to perform in front of the whole class, when I was to upload my early YouTube videos, when I was to do an early live stream, I'll label myself as, yeah, pretty insecure, that nervous, finger shaking guy. I let anxiety control me and I didn't control it. You do know the same second you start to feel in control of your voice and make progress with your speech is the same second literally every single other thing in your life is going to improve. Just because you've started to control this fight or flight overreacting system inside of you. And freeze. Fight, flight, or freeze. Freeze is basically where you can't even say a word because you're like that frozen from trauma or some event that's happened. I noticed the split second I set a goal and wanted to fix this, hop on intense self-improvement, add in all of these good habits, try relax my inner child, which I'm gonna be honest, bro, still sometimes does in fact get the best of me. By that same second, I said to myself, I am not gonna be the guy who cannot string out a sentence because it is costing me relationships, it is costing me growth, it is costing me to leave a positive impact on this world. The same second when I corrected this, my sleep got better because I wasn't as stressed. My gym sessions got more focused, believe it or not. Like, I don't speak that much in the gym, I'm a pretty quiet guy, but they got better just because I naturally felt more relaxed and I wasn't getting anxiety if someone was to approach me. Not if I was to approach them, but to approach me. I started gaining confidence in my voice and understanding that this is a superpower and no one else can speak like me, and that is a blessing. And I'm going to make it my purpose to fix this issue for young men because I know what it feels like to not feel heard, and it fucking sucks. I was that guy who was so socially awkward and autistic that I would never feel heard in social situations. But for me to bypass this and for me to feel heard in whatever other way, I was the guy known as the keyboard warrior. That was me. Basically, keyboard warrior is the type of guy who can never really fully express himself in person, but when it comes to online communication like texting, Snapchat chats, Instagram DMs, that is their safe haven. That is their safe place. That is where they can authentically, fully express themselves. Bless me. I still have such bad hay fever and it's killing me. Basically, oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze again. What is going on? The keyboard warrior finds his safe haven in online chats. I would never ever raise my hand, never ever share my opinion with my guy friends back in high school. But whenever it was to come in these online chats, I had the biggest mouth. I was the loudest. I was the most furious, wanted at all costs to feel heard and share what I have to say. It was a place where I could like authentically be me, but I still felt dissatisfied just because I knew when it was to come in person, I would let this fight or flight, this anxiety get the best of me, and I'd just show more of this like people pleasing energy when I was to speak. My words wouldn't go down, they wouldn't be calm, present, stoic, masculine. Anxiety fueled, nerve wracking, weak, crumbling words. Ask yourself right now, do you lean towards more of this keyboard warrior type person? It even applies when you're like texting girls and you kind of put on this fake stigma, ego, and you're all confident texting, but then when it comes in person, shit crumbles because you just feel like all of the words you say are invaluable. I'm sure you can kind of understand how valuable this video is now. It is the one thing that I'm yet to speak about on this channel, and I cover a lot of stuff about like masculinity, brotherhood, self-improvement, gym, dating, relationships, etc. And yes, I've read books on like how to become more aware of your fight or flight, but no book has told me how to get a deeper voice, how to stop speaking so fast, and how much of an impact it's having on us young men, how much it's making us crawl and hide from the whole world just because every single time we were to raise our voice when we were little, our parents would tell us to zip it, shut up, or else so and so happens. How much trauma is stuck inside all of us that the one reason, that one small event in our childhood plays the biggest reason for us now not being able to share our own opinion. That one event where our father told us that if we raise our voice, we're going to get in trouble. That same line, that same sentence, that same principle has stuck with us from when we were a little baby, from when we were a young adult, to now when we are a healthy adult, male man who is trying to reclaim his masculinity. But that one event from that poor parenting has sent a code in us that we can't raise our voice, that we need to speak too fast, because if we were to speak slow to our parents when we were little, they would cut us off and they would make us feel unheard. So we felt like the only reason for us to feel heard is to speak faster at like a 10x rate. This is a serious issue, and I want you to take this as seriously as possible, because I can argue right now that this trait of working on your speech is more important than you going to the gym right now. This will unlock more of your life than an extra 1 kilo of muscle will ever. And I'm sure you can kind of agree. You're probably thinking, oh no, but Adrian, muscle is my be all end all. If I don't build an extra inch on my arms, I'm not going to attract that girl. Muscle is superficial, and I personally love building muscle. I'm all for it, bro. I'd never skip a gym session. Heck, I haven't skipped a session in over 7 to 8 years. I love it, but there's going to be periods in our life where something is more important and more of a priority and something we need to fix on. If you're getting offended in any single way, shape or form, 17 minutes in this video, realize, bro, that I am on your side and I want to help you make this jump from weak voice to calm, stoic, masculine, present voice. YouTube, by uploading consistently for over a year and a half now, by watching myself back and watching how I speak, being able to correct on errors, not saying like as much as I once did, played the largest part in my overall growth. I can give you 5 different ways how I fixed my tonality and speech. I can say, read this book about social skills so you understand social situations and awareness that much better. I can say, start recording yourself behind the camera so you start to get more of an idea of how your face moves and how this eyebrow raises when you speak and how this eye does this and this and this and how you're not as focused or present or how you get distracted. There are so many things, and I'm going to list 3 for you that I know will help you right now. The first one is, from now on, from this point in time, I want you to constantly remind yourself that when someone's speaking to you, don't feel the need to reply instantly. Instead, give yourself time to think. Younger me, whenever I was in some sort of like social conversation with whether it be a friend, a girl, whatever, I would think that if I don't reply as soon as possible, I'm going to be weak. Just because of the fact that I can't handle silence and I feel awkward and uncomfortable in silence. When in reality, by speaking too fast back to the other person, I didn't give my best focused, authentic answer because I rushed. I didn't let the conversation breathe. And whatever I did say, it was delivered at like 2x speed just because I wasn't confident and didn't even think about it. I was kind of just spitting shit out without even thinking or processing. You'll notice all in my YouTube videos, okay, some of them are edited and I do get rid of the pauses, but there have been videos in the past where I leave like a 10-second pause, just because it's me thinking of what to say next. And you want to know what the funny thing is I'm not doing myself any sort of disservice. If anything, I'm making the conversation flow that much better, because silence not only gives me time to think, but also gives whoever just spoke to me time to think about what they just said. It makes the conversation so much deeper and intellectually better. So your actionable step for this first lesson is I want you to remind yourself every single time you're in some sort of like conversation with a friend, a parent, a sibling, a cousin, a girl, and she maybe even asks you a question. Always wait 2 seconds, the 2 second pause, and heck, it can be even longer. But this pause is going to make you a better version of yourself just because of the fact that you are giving yourself time to think. And I know the negative thoughts and beliefs you're probably getting now saying, oh, Adrian, if I give myself time to think, I'm inevitably going to start to overthink. And then what if I'm thinking for 10 seconds and still have nothing to say and this and... They're negative thoughts, bro. I would think the exact same as you until I realized that, if I can just wait and think, and then heck, if I still have nothing to say, I'm just going to say that because that is the authentic version of me. Right now, you're stressing if you have nothing to say because heck, maybe you might not have anything to say, and that's okay. That's not a bad thing. That's your authentic masculine answer. It means you're so valuable in your own skin and you speak the truth, and there is nothing wrong with that. Your younger self was told in the past that you can't speak the truth, that you have to be interested 24/7, because if you're not, your life sucks and you're put in this category and not the category you want to be in. You have this fear of never feeling like enough, and you have to feel like you have to prove yourself. And this is something I would have. I would always feel like I'm never enough. I would always overspeak and not make sense and just go in circles with my conversations and never dive deep into the vulnerable stuff. The stuff that hits and those scary, scary, scary questions which cause and give the most growth. I can dig so deep with this, bro. There's fear after fear after fear, and it is my job to correct them one at a time. The 2 second pause is game changing, and it enabled me to become a better listener and also respond with a better answer if I did have one. And it's just funny that we need this step-by-step guide, which I know is extremely valuable. My younger self found it so funny how I would meet people and they spoke with zero trauma. They weren't overthinking. They were just naturally so present and authentic, almost like the Chads in high school. They could just say whatever was on their mind without the fear of rejection, without any, and I mean any of these fears. And I would look at them like they're gods. I would look at them like, how the hell can you speak like that? I feel the need to rush. I get fuel in fight or flight and just stress. What book did he read? That's literally what I would ask. I would always ask the question, what book did he read? Did he read How to Win Friends and Influence People? Did he read Influence? Did he read How to Talk to Anyone? Did he read Super Communicators? Did he read Think Faster, Talk Smarter? All of these books, which I read last year and the year before. And I love books. I promote books that much on this channel. I give advice in my quick plug private school community, the Petis Syndicate, where whenever I've read a book, I give the advice I've just learned in that book to give to you instantly, so you don't have to make the same mistakes, or so you can learn twice as fast. In the discussion thread, where you can ask a question whenever you want, and when I can post questions of what I've just learned. In the pre-recorded courses, where I give courses about how to build a Greek god body, courses about how to read and actually focus with deep work and discipline. I also have 2 live calls a week. One sharing about what I've learned and another Q&A session. First link in the description. I would always think and look at people and think, what book did he read? I would take action and buy all the books. I've got some beside me now. Not the most social skills book, but I have the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, How to Become a Better Leader. I just started reading this. I've had this book for probably 3 months now, and I've been so lazy and haven't taken action on reading it. I read 10 pages 2 months ago, and it's a bit more on the difficult end of books to read. It is my goal to just absorb the information because I know how important it is to be a leader in today's day and age. Leaders are falling. Men are becoming weaker. Our voices are becoming softer. Quick side point, but I tell you what I think is crazy is how I've been documenting this journey now for well over a year. And when I see, whether it be TikTok shorts of my old content and just my old YouTube videos, what stood out the most to me, I remember I was with one of my close friends and we were scrolling down my YouTube channel and being like, Adrian, have you posted this many videos? Let's watch one of your early ones. And he said at first, he's like, Adrian, your voice was so much softer. From 22 years old to 23, it has almost been like a second puberty, boy to man switch. Obviously, I'm not the most masculine, superior man as of yet, but I do have the confidence to share my lessons and learnings. And I know there is still so much growth to be done because I'm still only 23, but that's no excuse to share what I have to say now. Books help me understand social situations and mannerisms and stuff like that. But it wasn't my savior, believe it or not. The second lesson, which I feel like will be the most bang for buck for improving your speech, just speaking to more people. Putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. Think of it like this. Who will naturally be more of a better speaker? The guy who speaks 10,000 words a day, whether it be to himself, to his friends, or to whoever, or the guy who speaks 1,000 words per day. Reps. Quantity, quantity, quantity. When you outperform and you shove so much quantity in your life, whether it be in your business, whether it be with your speech, whether it be with your sport, getting those basketball reps, quantity, quantity, quantity. Even if you miss 1,000 times, the ruthless action taking is now going to allow you to have better quality with the skill. That was my younger self's mindset. Even in the gym, I would say, okay, quantity, 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 overtrain, 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 and I'll just learn everything eventually. I know if I can just keep putting myself in this environment, I will get better and better and better and better and better. And that's what I did. Eventually, I started to realize that, oh my God, maybe going to the gym 6 times per week isn't the most effective and efficient way to continuously build muscle mass. So let's calm this down. But by me overtraining, it allowed me to fix this error. Same thing with posting videos. I thought, fuck it. Let's just post every day. That's what I did in my first 3 months of posting YouTube videos last year in June, July, August. And as bad as those videos were, it allowed me to reflect, adjust, and apply. See, oh, I do speak a bit too fast. Oh, these reps weren't entirely a waste. It's just allowed me to get more reps in a safe place. That has to be your mindset. And that's why I'm leaving you with an actionable step. And that's that you need to encourage social interactions in your life and not think of them as a waste of time or a delay on your own self-improvement. Social skills and speaking is arguably the most important area of self-improvement. The more you can speak, the more you're going to grow and get comfortable with your own voice. Obviously, if you're never speaking in any time of the day, you're going to start getting negative thoughts and you're going to think, oh my God, I'm scared to even say I'm here when the teacher asks who's here today for the role. And that was me. But the days where I was speaking a lot, maybe during lunchtime and recess, and then we'll to go to the final class and the teacher was to call out the roll, I'd be like, yeah, miss, I'm here. So confident, nonchalant, like I didn't give a fuck. And that's what I want for you. So your actionable step right now is to start speaking more. And don't think of yourself as annoying, because that's another negative belief and thought we have in our mind. Oh, Adrian, if I speak too much, I'm going to come across as annoying. That's why I'm very more quiet. That's just who I am. If you're quiet, no one will ever know who you are or I am. The more I spoke, the better my life became. And if I became annoying to someone, cool, great, that's his opinion. But to the people who find me interesting and intriguing, that's all I care about. That is all I care about. And that's why I'm going to continue to speak. I'm going to continue to upload videos. I'm continuously going to be my authentic self. Right now, if there's not anyone you can speak to, maybe you're watching this video before bed, or just you're at home and you're chilling in your room. Another top 1% habit which enabled me to get more reps in with my speech was grabbing a book and not reading in my mind, but reading out loud. Crazy. Reading out loud not only made me retain the information from the book that much better, but it slowly started to make me more comfortable in my own voice. The third and final lesson and bit of advice I want to give to you, I would say, is the most difficult one. I know if you've made it this far in the video, you have a healthy attention span. You're clearly in the top 10% of men. I look at the YouTube analytics, bro. The people who make it to this part of the video, it's like 10% of viewers. So you are quite literally placing yourself in the 10%. So I'm going to give you top 10% masculine male advice and an actionable step that you can follow that will make you a whole lot more likely to actually do it and be less of a bitch. Okay? I started improving my speech the most, not from reading those books, not from having all of these social encounters, but from recording myself. Because when you're speaking to a person IRL, as much practice as you can have, we can still have that insecurity of, oh, how do I look? I feel uncomfortable. Like, I know I'm a good speaker, but I kind of get insecure with my looks and how my face moves when I speak. Maybe like insecurities with my teeth, with my eyes, with my ears. Adrian, that's why I just can't stay present in a conversation. My best advice for you is that you need to start recording yourself speak. And the funny thing is, bro, it doesn't even have to get posted. It's something you can just watch on your phone. As like cringe, it is the one thing that enabled me to get so much better, not only behind the camera, but with speaking to my friends, just because I kind of knew and understood my own mannerisms that much better than ever before. I would spend hours editing my videos and seeing how my face moves, seeing how much weight I put on each word. And just that feedback I was getting, even from doing live streams on TikTok, and just being behind the camera as a whole, it made me grow the most. It fast tracked my whole progress with becoming more masculine and not speaking as of fast and being as of traumatized. Realize that all of this advice can be a hard pill to swallow for you right now if you feel like you're getting uncomfortable or triggered. But understand that I'm on your side and I want to see you win. That's why I've opened up my private school community, which is the ultimate, most safest place for you to ask questions, ask for advice, need accountability, in a place where all of us men are on the same journey of becoming the best versions of ourselves. We don't criticize. We don't talk shit like how we do in those oral presentations we do at school and how uncomfortable they are. We push each other to be better because we're not people pleasers, we're go-getters. And we want to see the best from everyone because that's what true masculinity, friendship, and brotherhood is. Your final actionable step, for those of you who made it this far in the video, is as soon as you finish watching this, I want you to grab your phone, put on airplane mode, go on your camera, it's something we each and all have, click the record button, and just record yourself speak for 30 seconds. Now, this 30-second period of time will be the biggest investment on your self-improvement journey because at least it will give you something to see how your face moves when you talk and something to work on. It's brutal, it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's something we all need. And this direction and guidance is only going to help us and make it a whole lot easier for us to do it. Do it, come back to this video and leave a comment on how it went. I wish you the best of luck. I hope that this video has, honestly bro, most likely served you the most and given you advice that you've never heard before. Because if there was one video younger ager needed, it was exactly this. Your voice is your superpower, so make the most of it and don't let anxiety, fear of rejection, and all of these fears be the one thing that holds you back from sharing your word. The masculine presence is all about the voice. Get speaking. If this video has motivated and educated you, once you trust me enough through watching my self-improvement content, I highly recommend you check out the first link in the description, which is my private school community. Other than that, make sure to check out the second link as well. It's also going to be a list of the top 10 books that I personally read that helped me become more of a masculine man. Highly recommend checking that out. Finally, make sure to click the subscribe button, also a little bell icon. Kind of remind you when you can watch these daily self-improvement videos as soon as humanly possible. I'm going to leave 2 videos up here and up here for you to check out. You'll thoroughly enjoy those. And other than that, bro, I gotta go get some 200-meter interval sprints in now. Wish me luck. I haven't done it for 2-ish weeks because it's been hard to balance out my leg days and the sprints. I've been doing tempo runs. Wish me luck, bro, and I hope you take action on all of these lessons. Good luck. Most importantly, get to work. Peace.